Hey, what's up guys, it's Mo again, your personal trainer in San Diego, here to solve problem and answer questions. I just started personal training here at Self-Made Training Facility. The spot I train at is in Mission Valley. So, great facility, come check us out, shoot me a text or a DM and you can come train with me, come check out the facility. Anyways, today's topic, I'm gonna discuss how you shouldn't, if your goals are the same as mine, which I think they should be when it comes to bodybuilding. The weight doesn't really matter. Stop focusing on how much weight you're lifting. I've explained this topic beforehand too, but I'm just gonna go over this again because I've been really seeing people who have been working out for a long time, having joint pains and this and that, and then really not making a lot of progress because they're focusing on weight, not on form and the philosophy behind bodybuilding. So this is something very simple, but it was given to me by one of the people that I follow, Julian Smith, and he was explaining how powerlifters, their goal is to recruit as many muscle fibers as they can to lift the heaviest amount of weight. I'm a bodybuilder. My clients are bodybuilders and I'm promoting bodybuilding. Our goal is to make the body look a certain way. Make the body look beautiful. Make the body look like we want it to look. Some people want really wide shoulders, some people just want to get lean. Some people want really big legs with a decent upper body, for example legs. For example, women. Some guys really don't want to put in a lot of effort in their legs and just want a huge upper body. Okay, whatever your goal is, if you're focused on changing the body, building muscle and reducing body fat, then the weight doesn't really matter. What matters is you get enough blood inside of your muscles, isolated and fried out safely. So, how do you apply this? This idea came from me giving advice to one of my buddies from back in college, and if you're listening, thank you, Okwide. I saw him on social media. We haven't met in a long time, but I saw him making positive changes inside the gym. He's lifting a lot of weight, he's getting better, he looks good, but I saw his form change a little bit. He was lifting 100-pound dumbbells on the incline, 125s as well, doing 500 pounds for reps on shrugs. So pretty strong dude, but I saw some kinks in his form. As he went up, they weren't as smooth as my reps. So what happens when you lift heavier and heavier and heavier weight, just try to lift as heavy as you can, 5, 6, whatever reps, is your joints take a load. And you're not in control, and most of the time when you're focused on lifting heavy, trying to be the strongest guy in the gym, your joints are going to take a beating because you're not lifting the weight as efficiently as you can. When I lift the weight, I try to lift, my goal is to use the lowest amount of weight I can for the most amount of results, alright? If your goal is just to look sexy, like for example me, I want really nice and round shoulders, alright? So I was lifting heavier and heavier on the shoulder press, 80-pound dumbbells on each hand, and I was having shoulder problems, shoulder injuries. So, for example, this is an example. When you're doing bench, when you're doing incline bench, when you're doing dips, you're hitting your front delt. When you're doing back, you're hitting your rear delt, and you can isolate the rear delt. So the actual roundness of the shoulder comes from doing lateral raises. I took 5-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, 3-pound dumbbells, and did multiple drop sets. Sets of 20, 50, 60. I've done sets of 100, but with very light weight. And now my shoulders look nice and round, look the way I want to look, without opening up any room for injury. So here's an example. Let's say you're bench pressing. I don't care if you bench 300 or 500 pounds. That's strength. Strength is a skill. You can take a 150-pound person and teach and add 20 pounds on his bench press without putting an ounce of muscle on him. That's because he's gonna, as you progress, you're gonna lift the bench a little, lift the weight a little more efficiently. Maybe you're a little more confident coming out of the hole. So what happens, it's like riding a bicycle. You're just moving weight efficiently, and now you've gotten stronger. Your joints are taking a more load, but you haven't stimulated the muscle to grow. So for example, when I bench press, I pick up the bar, I hit it 20 times. And then I put 95 pounds on there, and I hit it 20 times. And then I put 245s on each side, well, 145 on each side, and it's gonna be 135 pounds. And I do that 20 times again. I will not go up in weight until I've done that. What that does is that puts enough blood in my muscles, gets me a good pump, so finally when I go up to 185 or 200 pounds, I can feel every single muscle fiber working, going down, going up, and squeezing. All right? So whenever I pick up the weight, if I'm doing it for 10 reps, my goal is to have so much concentration that I get the most amount of pump. Slow it down, go up and squeeze. Try to get the most amount I can on that set. It doesn't matter if you're gonna fail at 135 or 155. Your body does not recognize how much weight you're lifting. Your body does not care how much weight you're lifting. Other people don't care how much weight you're lifting. The only person that cares how much weight you're lifting is you. So, your last rep on the last set should be exactly the same as the first rep on the first set. As you're going up in weight, if your form changes, if your form gets worse, you might not be putting more tension on the muscle. You're just lifting more weight, damaging your joints without any more progress. So what I told him, my buddy, is to go back down to lifting 50 or 60 pound dumbbells. Start doing sets of 20 and then 15s, and by the time you get to sets of 10, you won't need to lift 100 pound dumbbells. You can get the same amount of results, same concentration, if not better concentration on the muscle with lower weight. Does that make sense? So, if your goal is to look good, feel good, and let's say you're past you're in your 30s, 40s, and you don't have to be as strong as you possibly can because you're not a power lifter or an athlete. Why sacrifice your joints? You're not making millions of dollars. No, and the thing is, most of the 99% of the time, if you made some improvements in the gym with this bodybuilding method by using a safe approach, and you're carrying a significant amount of muscle mass and lower body fat, you're gonna be stronger than most people you know. Why lift so much weight? You wanna make the body look beautiful. Focus on the pump, focus on the squeeze. Take the lowest amount of weight and get the most amount you can. I used to do 5 by 10 with 200 pounds, 225 pounds, don't get any pump. Now I do 5 by 10 with 185 pounds. Slow it down, go up and squeeze. Same thing with squats. I was going heavy and heavy and heavy and heavy, 5 by 5, 3 by 3. And all that happened was I was hurting my knees. When I started doing higher sets of 10, 15, 20s, going all the way down, going up and squeezing, not going over 185 pounds on squats, my legs started growing. This is what bodybuilding is. It's safe, it's effective. Work on good form, work on getting blood in the muscles, squeezing it, and do lots of sets to warm up before you go to your heavy sets. Alright? Again, the website is www.don'tstressbenchpress.com. YouTube channel is Mo Gori. My Instagram is grandmaster_gains, and I train here in Mission Valley at Self-Made Training Facility. Let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this helps. Mo Gori out.